Alright, welcome back everyone to A Programmer Plays Axiom Verge 2. In our previous episode, we started experimenting with switching back and forth between dimensions because we now have Halam, and we've also got Breach Attractor in very short order. The Halam lets us just exit the breach whenever we feel like it, which is pretty cool. And the breach attractor lets us pull these little red breaches towards us, potentially letting us get into some interesting spots that we couldn't before. So there's probably all kinds of places that we can get into that we couldn't before. Like, for example, right here, this grid, 1924, we can get to there and then potentially get in. So let's get into the breach to start with. If I go, will that work? I don't know. We'll find out. So it looks like there's a breach just up and to our left, but yeah, perfect. And so now I should be able to fast travel to here. Also, I just now noticed, I didn't just now notice, but like I'm registering for the first time in this episode that there was a door blocking us there. So if I were to use this ability here, cool. Just like that, 2 more skill points. Hell yeah. Let's see, what are some other spots that seem potentially interesting? I've just not been through that portal? Come on. Huh. Oh, right. Yeah. Alright, so this is actually a great use case for this ability. Okay, so it's not working. Presumably because we're in a solid space? Yeah, alright. Okay. Let's see what we get when we do this. Ah, okay, yeah, I remember this spot now. You know what? Sure. Right, yeah. So that beep feels maybe a little bit much to me. Right over here. Why didn't I go up over here? Right. Because there's a thing blocking me. Gotcha. Fair enough. That's blocking me. Let's fast travel to here. Honestly, at this point, we're just kind of just fighting against my less than reliable memory. Yeah, there's actually... I don't think there's anything we can do with that. No, there totally is. Ooh. Okay. Cool. Very cool the way that this works. Alright, so we want to get over there. So we use this to see where we can go. Okay. And we'll use this to just... Oh, nope, not that. This to just port over. And now this... Bring this over so that we can now pop into this little nook and get that. Very cool. Was there... I'm pretty sure we got that. Let's actually fast travel to here now. I want to see if we can go up to the right. Actually, let's just go left. Interesting that that didn't work. I feel like I'm barking up the wrong tree here. Once we've got the ability to traverse back and forth really easily, it'll really change things with regards to that. I'm going to port over to here, save, that way we've got our location reset. So there is a thingy down there. I want to get it at some point. Okay. So we could, honestly. Potentially. Let's start just on this pedestal. Ish. And we'll see how we get on, because I imagine things are going to be like a little funky. Not into it. Alright, cool. So we just connected that. That's actually great news for us. And I'm betting that if I port over here... Oh, huh. Huh. That's really interesting. It's really interesting, actually. Since I can't, at the moment, teleport from one world to a safe spot in another world, it ends up being the case where I just want to teleport to one that is near a breach into breach so that I can then travel like that. One second. Alright, so if... Cool. Hey, what? This ability, like, really opens up a lot of possibilities. It's kind of staggering how many possibilities it opens up. Also, holy, you got 10 points? Might as well invest in that health. Then that still leaves us with 4. Oh, we haven't invested in the base one. Honestly, I'm gonna put it into radius because sometimes that's really useful, you know? Ooh, nice. Bubbles hurt me? Or did I realize that? And Gishru. Remote controlled Gishru, damage 15, projectile speed 4, cooldown 15. So that sounds like a... Yeah, alright. trying to think if there's any particular spots where that would have been life-changing. Nothing's jumping to mind, but that doesn't mean they're not there. I'm just not thinking of them offhand. Definitely some critical stuff here. Did I not take the marker off of the spot to the right? I don't think I did. I did not. I'm wondering if I can get down here and I just overlooked it. I'm not sure the best way to deal with that. Really? Come on. That doesn't match up with... Okay, there we go. This is a case of we have to like actually like interact with it in order to create this breach back through. Interesting. Let's see if we can do something over here. Maybe we've missed a... Never went right. Yeah, okay. Is this a... That's pretty cheeky. You have to look far enough to see this so that you can have fast travel to it. That's quite cheeky. But does unfortunately leave us back in the situation where we don't know where to go next. Maybe we continue this way? Seems possible, I guess. I feel like I'm being obtuse and I'm missing some obvious way to get there. Maybe it's time to go elsewhere again. I've been here in a long while. When I say a long while, it's probably not been that long at all. Also, is it just me, or are the portals getting worse? Or more effed up? Ah, fun. I'll take that. Unfortunately, that does kind of close that off. That's a bit of a hike in the other world, but we could do it. Is there a spot closer? Not really. Really appreciating the mini-map right about now. Just the fact that it exists at all. Also a spot over here in the corner that might be a something. Is not. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but it is not for me. Try this side. Very good. walls and shit going on here. Okay, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Aha! Super Axiom Verge 2 Turbo DX Plus is the achievement we just got. Alright, so there was another place on the lake, I want to say, that we saw inputs. Right about here-ish, I want to say. We should test that out as well. Okay. Journal entry, dangerous ideas. It seems that regardless of every gift the Lamassu bestows, the Udug counter with stronger attacks and improved strategies. We have long wondered at their witchcraft. At last, we are starting to understand how we might harness it ourselves. But the manipulating the invisible lattice, which is the center of the Udug's power, requires a mental facility, beyond any simple computing machines we have been using. The Lamassu is not forthcoming with solutions. It seems conflicted, reluctant to help us violate the edicts of gods long dead, yet eager for us to outwit it and perform such violations anyway. The compromise we've arrived at is a terrifying one, but if it does not succeed, it may be the end of us. Oh, cool. I do feel a little bit bad about beating bosses before I get to see all of their abilities and stuff. That is, unfortunately, I don't want to say unavoidable, but like it's difficult to not create that situation. Double axe, two-handed axe is slow but powerful. Hell yeah. Alright. We have been waiting for that for a while because we got an upgrade to it and didn't. Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll use it. Two-hander. That spot seems suspicious. Cool. Alright. Optional boss. Found, defeated. I'm trying to remember what this was. I can take consolation in the fact that once they've attacked me out of nowhere once, it seems like they stay somewhat visible. Right, that. Have to come from over this way, I'm pretty sure. You know what, let's go ahead and do that, I reckon. I think we might have the ups for it now. Getting the world for weird instructions. What? No. Indra, they're not done. Hell yeah. Sickle sword trades damage for speed. Alright. Got pretty good range. Alright. Becoming an arm. I guess I just overlooked this. To my brother Ludari, I have accepted the Insi's offer to become an arm. I know you are against this. Trust me, I have no interest in the Udugur myself. I felt I had no choice. Over the years, it has become clear to me that the supposed celestial hierarchy represented by the Lamasu is a farce. Ansur, which it explains as our mother, is a shackle, or rather a giant stone that we are shackled to, dragging us into the depths. There is no Urkala. After death, there is nothing, not even blackness. The arms and wielders, at least, have the potential for eternal life. They say only a storm bomb can fully destroy them. Once the ceremony is complete, I will be joined with Magash Getil, a like-minded scholar from our group. They will anoint me Amashalama after the goddess. I wish you would join me. There is no telling what may happen to any of us in this war. I do not want to lose you. Elutil. Alright, cool. And we're able to see from that. Ooh, hell yeah. Power Matrix. That is quite good. We're able to see that there's like a tunnel here because of using our sight ability. Hell yeah. Let's see if we can get down under this spot. Don't remember what's down here. We just never did it. All right. I mean, I feel like this has to be the bottom of the world, right? I'm pretty sure when we last came here, we didn't have the flight ability. bunch of directions. Multiple ups. Jump and also pushing the end of the stick. Something. Right, left, right. Up, up, up. See the platform. How did I miss that platform before? Left, right. Oh, left, right, up, up, up. Something. Oh, hell yeah. Ooh, power matrices. Finding all sorts of cool goodies on our path to getting back on the main story quest. I'm slightly worried that we're setting ourselves up for you know, being a little overpowered early game and then feeling, and that, you know, culturing some bad habits. Wow, look at that. 4 power matrices. Hop over here. Oh, that's cool that if you're doing it within a single room, it actually does. Okay. It slightly struggled with what I was trying to get it to do, but it's fine. Where are we going? How do I... There we go. Hell yeah. Also, I love the angle that we're looking at the world from now, the other side of the Taurus. I love these giant craters. It's a little bit of, you know, environmental storytelling. Because it's not like they could have meteors here, you know? Alright, so from here... a bunch of ways that we haven't gone. Commemorative speech. Today marks the first anniversary of the invasion of Ingur, a battle that will surely be recounted for ages to come. On that day, our bravest warriors, led by the all-powerful wielders, made the first push into the watery caverns of the Udug. Shocked to find a world as dark as it is vast, many fell that day, but we nevertheless held strong, driving our foes back the holy powers granted by the gods. Raise a chalice to our heroes, alive and fallen alike. May the gods be with them. Belem Ana, Lord of Kingir and High King of the land. I did see there was a something there. Interesting that we can wall climb, but when we jump, he's like, nah. Okay, so there is a little, like, stamina bar. Secret tunnel. Randomly firing that off has actually paid off for us. Huh. Huh. You know what? Fast travel back to there and then see if we can't fill in some of the rest of that area. Okay, so nothing interesting, it didn't seem like those. Do want to get in here. Maybe we'll swing up here, see what we can figure out. Yeah, I forgot about the great problem. even attempt to look down at Lamasu's feet before. Over here, very disrespectfully, like, walking around. Cool, though, that we can see his innards there, though. Alright, so if we want to get over on here, we need to go from over here. So we have to fly over. I'm pretty sure. The corner there is a little awkward feeling, but you know, it is what it is. Journal entry 10/29/2049. Been observing the entity the Sagiga refer to as the Lamasu, which we suspect is some form of AI that communicates through various terminals around Kingir. Similar to Ansible's and to our portal to Antarctica, it appears to possess transworld properties of its own, raising the question of whether its mind is even located here or if it is actually broadcasting from yet another world. Of late, I've been thinking about the apparent connection between Lamasu's power usage and time flow in the breach. There is evidence that it was able to bring forth weapons and equipment beyond the technological capacity of the people here. How did it do that? Why would it do that? Why did it stop? EH. Alright. We've seen now that there's a thingus there. But I don't actually know how we get to that breach. Interesting. Fallen a hell of a long way. I mean, I feel like we've been reasonably thorough over on this side of the map, you know? Unfortunately, that's not where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be over here. Figuring this stuff out. So maybe there's some stuff going on over here that I can deal with now. We still don't know how, like, we still don't have like a gas form or anything. lose too much altitude doing that. We don't have enough ups for that. We're so close. It's a little aggravating how close we are, and yet we're not quite there. Which, I mean, is probably the point. Like, let the player, like, sort of bash their head, look for other ways around. Poking my head in to see if there's all kinds of stuff that I forgot. Up, left, down, right. Unless, of course, there's more to it. Yeah. Up, left, down, left. Right. I've already forgotten what that first sequence was. Up, left, down, left. Oh. Up, left, down, left, right. I feel like I'm slowly losing my mind. Right. Aha! I must have just done a bad input at some point. There's caves in here? Huh. These bits right there are just hell on my video compression, which I think is pretty funny. Alright. More skill points. Where are we actually at? We're at 12. Well, I guess let's go ahead and get the infection level. Let's get more points. It still leaves us with 3 to work with. We'll put a couple points into infection speed. Pretty good. Alright. I feel like we've probably got all of the items at this point, which is crazy. We don't have all the equipment, obviously. Ooh, that's a thing. Hold. Now that we've got the ability to jump back and forth between dimensions a little more freely, we can do some stuff that we couldn't before. So let's actually test that out real quick. That'll be the last thing we do before we call this episode done. Run on over. I Need to check back in on all those buildings, but do that later. So if we go here, and then we drop from here. Oh, nice. There's even a thing. Up here. A little spicy. So we could do visual eyeballs, and now we can use reach attractor, and now we can hit it. Ah, very cool. And we got another point. And a shortcut opened. Excellent. Alright. So you guys what? We will fast travel to here and we will call it here for this episode. Obviously we still don't know the answer to the grading problem. Whether that's some sort of mist form or liquid or what have you. But honestly, I feel like this episode, we got a lot done. Even though we didn't actually like progress towards our goals. We got so many freaking things. I'm curious. Let's go back to the title real quick. 66% item, 77% map. That, I feel like that's pretty good. So, anyhow, yeah, we're going to call it there. YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!